And welcome back. Okay, so we are on the road and I think we should camp for a while to repair and also to fletch some ammunition, which is once again at 0. So let's get to it. Okay, so we are also on this delivery contract and we'll see what shenanigans we get up to after that. Well, before it, maybe as well. Alright, that's good enough, I think. Let's double check the ammo though, so... Oh, damn it. It's prioritizing these throwing nets, which does kind of make sense, but I would prefer it if it just refreshed the weaponry first. The ammunition for the javelins, for example. That is highly annoying. Anyways, it does incentivize the fletching camp tent upgrade, which didn't used to be the case. I guess we can maybe buy some ammunition here. There is a Fletcher. Let's go there. And just got there before nightfall. So let's see. Yes, we have ammo. Let's buy it. Probably actually all of it, even though it's not like that cheap, to be honest. Okay, and now we have 121, so we buy more. So this one is cheaper. So yeah, one more. Well, that means both of them. And I guess also we need tools. Will I buy anything else? Maybe the iron ingots, maybe. Or the copper. We'll see. Anyways, buy some tools. So that is 77. Let's go to 97 instead. Oh, never mind, that's too much. Good that I checked. So get a stack of 10 instead. Right, and I have 2600. We will have, of course, much more, hopefully soon, because Schwanstadt, and it's utterly absurd prices. Anyways, about that, so I could buy some trading goods. I could also use like a couple of recruits, I think. I'll get the cheapos here. So Adalbert, the butcher, Bowo the monk, and Otto the apprentice. Welcome aboard. And maybe Odon the ironmonger, we'll see. Who is lazy though. Anyways, let's see here. Move you guys here and let's see. Okay, so 1-star melee skill and melee defense, so that means he is usable but not fantastic. Starts at 0 melee defense. So we'll call this guy like Fodder++ for now. And the next one, okay, so as a monk has utility despite the stars, does have 2-star in range skill as well as 2 stars in range defense, so perhaps some kind of ranged build. Does get crossbows, does get slings, does get throwing. The thing though is that I already have... Well, then again. I was going to say that I have enough throwers, but last time we lost Vahida. So maybe if that guy survives, he'll be yet another thrower. We'll see. But yeah, other things are also doable. So I'll mark those in blue for now. And then we have Otto, who is pretty bad, does have 3 stars in resolve, is also fragile and insecure. How can you be insecure with 3 stars in resolve? Anyways, this guy is, I think, just a fodder. Does have mind over body for something, but I don't think I care about this guy. So just a fodder, which means he goes to the front line to die. Let's give him some junk. Let's make that switch there. Alright, also this is repaired. Let's take that out of there. 110 minus 8. Also, Frodo here is level 2, so he's more valuable than this guy. So let's give him some slightly better gear, I suppose. Ever so slightly better, I guess. Though I do have this as well. Anyways, Adalbert here is, I suppose, far better than either of these other fodders. And Bobo, we'll call this guy like a monk ranged question mark. Anyways, let's give this guy like some kind of helmet for now. And Adalbert here. Well, let's first distribute the better gear among the people who matter. So Pons, for example, could use a bit of a better headgear. So let's give him this nasal helmet. Crude metal helm. Will I use that on someone? Probably. Maybe like on Adalbert. Alright, sadly I don't seem to have any heavier armor available. I do have a leather jacket though. So at least you look fashionable before you die. Anyways, guess I'm not going to take a look at the perks at the moment, but what do I give you? I do have a fighting spear, which is a bit of a too good of a weapon, perhaps, to give to someone who's level 1 and who will likely just die, but I suppose no one else is using it. Guess I could give it to Frodo here. Let's do that instead. Okay, and have some kind of shield. Or I give Frodo here a shield. And give this guy, like, maybe a net. Let's give Frodo here a shield. The Sipar shield this time. And Adalbert, the Fodder ++ gets... Well, let's give him an old wooden shield and one of the throwing nets in the inventory. And I don't have a ranged weapon for Bobo here. So instead, just... Well, I do actually have a hunting bow. It's going to be useless with 40 range skill, but I suppose it's better than nothing. I also have a hooked blade. I suppose I could use that on someone. Yeah, let's make a switch here, I guess. Let's use a reach weapon for now. Alright, so yeah. Didn't find much value there, but anyways. I guess I'll buy some copper ingots, get a little bit of a profit from those. Do I need food? I guess I kind of do. Alright, that's good enough. That is enough money spent. Let's leave. Just head on straight to Finsterstad. Is there anything along the way that we could do? I don't think so. Well, at least I don't see anything. Also, be careful during the night time. Didn't get much sleep last night, so I might be a bit off and a bit slow. What else is new? Anyways, we are taking the road. Don't see anything. Well, seems we are making it to our destination without any kind of combat. There we are. There is an event. Yet again, the same one. I think it was the same one. Anyways, I want to sell things. But let's check here. I mean, these guys could be good, but I think I'll just leave them. Anyways, go to Schwanstadt. And yes, we still have the ambushed trade route, so let's see, what is the selling price now? Get one of these regular shields. Do I still have one? Yes, I do. Selling price is 38. Okay, that is reasonable this time. I mean, it's still extremely good, but not quite as sick as before. I'll sell the rusty warblade. Also, I'll double check, was that a 4 AP weapon or not? Yes, it is a 4 AP weapon. Anyways, I'll still sell it. Do I need 2 great axes? Probably not. How about a wild sling? I don't have a slinger. I could make the new guy a slinger, I guess. Try this out. Anyways, sell some things here. I guess I'll keep this around for now. We'll see if I ever use it though. How about this chain? Do I want it? It has a range of 3 tiles, which means it's good against certain opponents. Geists, for example. I'm getting a good price for it though, so I'll sell it. We'll find more if I, for some reason, want to use it. Sell the military pick. S-stock. I won't be using an S-stock, I don't think. Anytime soon, at least. And yes, indeed, we are getting a very good price for these copper ingots. And suddenly, once again, we have money. Nice. Could also sell, like, these. I will sell the great axe, since the price is so good. And we already have one equipped, and I'm not going to equip that one anytime soon. Alright. Now what? Still need more frontline capable people who aren't actually fodders and instead have long-term potential. So I could recruit people here. What I would really like to get is like a shield maiden. However, that means I would have to go north again. And I just came from there. What is it that I would like to do? I have this ambition. The undead locations. Can I do those? Well, yes I can, but which one of them can I do? The easier ones. I can't reliably handle like necrosavants, at least. If there's a lot of necros, a lot of geists, I might be in trouble as well. So yes, equip your shield again. Anyways, I do know the location of at least one undead camp. It's over here. Darkwood Tomb. Would be nice to know exactly what I'm facing if I actually go for it though. Anyways, do I recruit? Let's see about this guy. But if they're bad, I'll just let them go, or let one of the other new guys go. Yeah, he's pretty bad. Does have 2-star melee defense though. Asthmatic. Yeah, I don't know. Does have underdog, does get the shield perks with that 2 stars there, but doesn't seem all that good. Let's let Otto the fodder go, since I think this guy is better. Don't want to have too many people leeching experience. Okay, you can have 10 crowns for your time with us. Don't spend it all in one place. Alright, this guy is just a fodder, but he is a slightly better fodder than that last one. Alright. Also I have these. Would you like to look prettier, Astrid? Oh, this is number 2 though. In that case you wouldn't like to look prettier. Who would like to look pretty? Lutkardis. There you go. Okay, let's repair that. Could get this inventor. They probably can do useful things. Perk-wise at least. There is also a caravan hand. In the olden days, the utility mainly came from them being able to fix up prosthetics for permanent injuries to alleviate their effects. Honestly, I don't care about having that in the team. I don't know if they do anything else currently. So I might not remember all of their utility actually, but still, I think I'll pass. Still need more food, kind of. And do I care about these contracts? I might do this, but I don't know. Leveling would be good. And it does give me more stuff to sell here. Okay, I will do it. I will do it. It's lucrative enough. So yes, we do have an instance of rally on Vifted, so we can do locations with geists for the undead ambition. As long as there aren't like a ton of them. Scouting tent would be nice to know what I'll be facing. Okay, so what do we have? An assortment of bozos. I don't think this will be tough. We have one raider, a few marksmen, etc, etc, etc. Fighting during the night time, probably okay for us, as they seem to have the ranged superiority. Kind of. Would prefer not to fight in the forest. So I guess it's on the hills then. Alright. So that is a light crossbow. That is a sturdy sling. And that is a regular crossbow. Alright, would like to get that as loot. Don't know if anyone would use it at the moment, but still. Right, so yeah, here's the raider. Has pretty bad armor. I think I'll just kill them, not try to dagger him down. Well, her down, I guess. Right, just wait. And just wait. Okay, don't care in the slightest if you die, and we do need to engage at some point. You are also a fodder. Sure, though that would block ranged attacks a little bit. Probably shoot someone else with Astrid anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, and Liz... You know what to do, Liz. Okay, Blacksmith is nimble, so takes a bit of a beating before they die. Can't get Baldwin there. Would be nice to have rotation available, so I could offensively rotate him closer. Anyways, Frodo, go for it. A dog is there to block Herbert. I guess he doesn't currently even have any auto targets available, so go for it. Okay. And use him like here, perhaps. But the woodcutter, I suppose I should not allow to hit me for free. Which means I don't move Udalrich here to protect Herbert, which means I move Herbert somewhere else. Like here, perhaps, though that does block Bovo. Well, he can't do much with 45 melee skill. Extremely unlikely to hit there. I'll wait. Wait and see. Okay, I suppose we just... Also, you're still afraid. Udalrik. God damn it. Alright, go for the woodcutter. Nice job. Okay, let's see. Baldwin. Well, in this fight, I suppose I don't need to think so much. So just go somewhere. Minstrel failed today's Baldwin. Anyways, Bovo 19%. Okay, so do I bother shield walling? I don't think I do. I just attack and accept that one of these fodders might be dying very soon. Alright, and Herbert just moved there. Okay, so will Udalrik? I guess he will. Shield wall. Okay, there goes one fodder. Has killed Heartgate. Rest in peace. Astrid gets the Butcher. Good hit. Okay, let's wait for the parry effect, perhaps. Over here. Wait, no. No reason to wait. This guy is marked already. Go for it, I guess. Couple of lucky hits. Well, semi-lucky. Alright. Adelbert is fodder ++. Anyways, whatever. Not going to bother shield walling. Frodo gets the kill. Yeah, maybe I should actually use a net on this guy. She's being a bit of an annoyance. Yeah, I suppose I should. So that's going to be next round. Unless we can do something here. So far, we cannot. Okay, so I could take Paper Net on Liz, but can't use it, so it's going to be on... probably on Borgogne. Then again, too far away currently, needs to deal with this Thug as well. The Thug will die to one hit, though. Okay, sure, let's switch into that, since no marks anyway. Just attack, and fail. Liz gets hit. Well, that didn't even hurt. That did, though. Still going for Baldwin. Nice job. Okay, let's see here. Just go for the backline, I guess. Went for Liz again. Alright, doesn't really... well, does it matter actually? No. Yes, it does matter because the mark is no longer there, so let's use the net on Borgugne instead of Lizzie. And let's wait for the mark, I suppose, as well, with the others. Do I run off with Azur? I don't need him to help here anymore, so whatever. Same with you, Frodo. Alright, and mark. And attack. Okay, I believe we can deal with this before she has a chance to hit Bovo, so let's just move there. Okay, melee defense of 3, but these are only marksmen. And I'd like to stop them from leaving. And Luthgardis has good armor, so go for it. Might be punctured, though. That was just a stab. Okay, a mere formality getting through the rest of this fight. Alright, friendly fire. Okay, one more. There we are, and we get a couple of levels out of that. Rest in peace, Hearthgate. And we do get a crossbow, as well as a light crossbow, as well as a flail. Okay, and before we collect our pay, let's repair and heal. And maybe fletch some more ammo as well. Also, we have some daggers, so let's distribute those. If someone's using just a nut, then again, not Liz. Even the fodders can do more things in melee than Lizzie. Not you as well, but you, yes. Right, and the levels. So Frodo the fodder, level 3. +3, +3, and take some hit points. Alright, and yeah, I was thinking about doing things with initiative since he does have alert and perfect fit. Do I already try to do something like that, or do I take something else? I don't really care about keeping him alive at all, though. Somewhat obviously. So having a lot of initiative for dodge, not really actually that meaningful. So yeah, he doesn't have fast adaptation and he doesn't have feint. However, he does have strength in numbers for more hit chance. So that might be my pick. What else is there? Like balance, but yeah, that's defense. I would instead like to have some offense. Also, he is hesitant, so I don't know. Feels bad to take this initiative perks on someone who's hesitant for -10. Alright, I'll just take strength in numbers, which is basically backstabber. There you go, and then Azure level 4. Alright, so fatigue, resolve, or range defense here. Does have battle flow. Still though, more fatigue might be good. I know that this perk does benefit from range defense as well. But it has well, let's read this. When using throwing weapons, inflict additional damage scaling based on 30% of melee skill or 50% of range defense, whichever stat is highest. So if I take every single range defense level now. 50% of that. So around 40 plus, right? No, 37. I was looking at the wrong thing. 50% of 37. So 18.5. Or 30% of melee skill, which already is at 61. I don't know. Seems like either I put everything in range defense or I can ignore it. I think I'll just ignore it. Kind of. I will take fatigue here. Could also take resolve though, as this guy will be going into the front eventually. Maybe even pretty soon actually, but we'll see. I'll take the fatigue. And do I take net casting now? Increases the throwing range of nets. Equipping a net when the offhand is free and always costs no action point. Nets you throw have a chance to be reusable. I suppose I will get these net perks now. Okay, so that's that. Also I have a rusty mail coif. Repair some of these things. I might just sell this regular crossbow here when I'm getting the good price. Anyways, let's set up camp. I guess one healer would be okay. Treat those injuries. And what else? 2 healers. And like I've been saying, like I said last time, I will leave this Free People's Camp here, so that Schwanstadt will always have ambushed trade routes. I think that's far better than dealing with it. A shadow crosses over you from behind. When you look back, Udalrik is standing there with a rather distant look in his eyes. He cracks his knuckles in one long staccato before asking if he can train up Bovo. You ask why. The brawler looks down at you.
Because weakness must leave the body through pain.
Good enough. So yeah. I don't know, see how long you can keep it going. Udalric and Bovo are found in a mud pit with their hands wrapped in cloth and leaves, padding for the knuckles and to keep them from cutting one another with every punch. The brawler has his trainee bouncing counterclockwise along the ring of the fighting circle, punching the air as they go and with the trainer hitting or kicking every time the student passes by. The mercenaries glisten with sweat as they work. When Bovo begins to slow, Udalric hits hard, as though a jockey would a sluggish horse. After an hour of this, Udalric steps back and invites his trainee to attack him. Predictably, the assault is aimless and pitiful. Long, looping punches are thrown with no energy behind them. The brawler ducks and weaves out of the way, punching every attempted strike with a counter-punch of his own.
See what happens when you are tired? This is why we must train. Even the most able and deadly are worth nothing without air in their lungs and fresh legs beneath them.
Bovo gains +3 fatigue. I'm getting tired just watching this. Alright. Went for the fatigue option there because he's going to be ranged. Ranged or dead. Anywho, that's that done. Let's once again sell things. Also, could sell the cured venison, however that is seemingly my only food at the moment, so no. Okay, let's get rid of that. Wondering which one of these ranged weapons to potentially keep. Not the light crossbow, certainly. Also, I could keep this butcher's cleaver because this guy is a butcher, and they get on level 2 from tier 1 butcher's fillet, gain +12 chance to hit and +2 bleed damage while using a butcher's cleaver, and eventually that will apply to other levers as well, but not whips. So yeah, we'll see. This guy might be here for the medium term, but of course, as we know, he might just die in the very next fight. But anyways, let's not sell that. Currently no one is using the crossbow. I could, however, use it on Bovo here. Already, actually. As long as I have bolts. Do I have bolts? Yes, I do have bolts. Okay, I guess I'll keep it around in that case. And eventually it might change hands into more, well, capable hands. And also, yes, the Rusty Melkoif. Well, let's give it to Frodo here. And that can go there. Alright, so sell this hunting bow. I'll sell the pitchfork as well. Flail I'm not currently using, getting a good price for it. Sure, go away. We'll get more. Even famed flails, perhaps, if we don't die beforehand. Okay, I think that's all we do here. So goblin territory here, I don't want to deal with goblins, nor can I even deal with these bigger camps. So what do? I could go down south, I could deal with... Well, I can go for this camp. Bloodwolf's Court. It is on a hill though, that makes it difficult. And yes, indeed, Darkwood Tomb might be doable. Let's visit Forsland, maybe Schwarzburg. Ideally I will find like a scouting tent, so I know exactly what I'm facing. Yeah, let's do that. Also maybe recruit someone. I have over 10,000 again. See, mercenary tracks. I don't care about those. And also, yes, we need to buy more food as well, pretty soon. That or hunt for it. Okay, recruit-wise, I think I'll skip, though there is a case to be made to getting a Fletcher. Well, actually, so is this just a female version of the Boyer? Because the Boyers at level 6 have an event where they can craft a warbow for you. And we could buy quality wood here, however, it would take a while to actually get there. To level 6 from level 1. Anyways, I'll buy food. And now we have enough for 9 days. I also get medical supplies, all of it actually. We'll get the quality wood, despite it being slightly more expensive than I would like. More ammunition as well. Alright, might as well check the Fletcher, though it's unlikely we will be buying anything. I could buy a warbow, but I don't think I will. The quivers are kind of expensive. Also, yes, broadhead arrows, armor-piercing arrows. I haven't used this much, but I might in this playthrough, perhaps. Not going to start now, though. However, I might just buy these javelins here, because we are kind of low in their supply. Once again, a bit expensive, but we can afford it. Probably don't care about any of these contracts at the moment. So let's see here. You have 2 stacks, you have only 1 stack. Okay, sure. I'll get that expensive bundle. Okay. Means you don't have any kind of melee weapon. And also, I don't have backs and belts. I guess I could see if backs and belts is available. We have cloth armor. That is pretty good, mainly because of freedom of movement, but I will not buy that. If I were to buy like a perk book of some kind, it would really have to be near immediately useful in some way. And of course, freedom of movement is tier 7, I believe. And while good, it's not even that good. So why are our relations cold here? Is it because I've cancelled the contract at some point? I don't know. I don't remember. Anyways, let's go to Schwarzburg. A bearded cleric stands before a crowd of peasants.
It is said that the old gods fought their wars to completion many years ago, that they tore this world asunder and left us in the devastation, and they have been impressed by our ability to persevere against such great struggle.
The crowd murmurs. The man continues.
But we are challenged yet, ye faithful. To the south wander heretics, followers of the Gilder, a false god of opulence, profligacy, and a lowly prestidigitation they pass for righteousness.
The crowd doesn't know what any of those words mean, but they raise their pitchforks to the air and roar, beckoning the clerics to tell them where to go. Smiling, the elders turn to one another and nod. You have little care for who or what is starting this crusade between north and south, only that the Soles will stand to earn a fair bit of coin in the gross matter. Okay, so Holy War is upon us. I might never actually take part in it, we can just ignore it. However, here's a group of brigands with a master archer. So that's going to be painful, but I will go for it. It used to be the case that actually master archers weren't that threatening, but I would imagine that they have been changed by now. Also have a few leaders, a few raiders, and a few marksmen. So nets will be deployed. Hopefully I can keep like a Baldwin alive here. With his 68 hit points, level 5. Yeah, I think we'll just go for it. One last look here. So I could, instead of something, use this spiked mace. Like maybe skip a shield? He does have pretty heavy armor, so I could do that. Still afraid, by the way. Superstitious is garbage. So yeah, I don't... How much do I care if Udalric dies? I do care a little bit, but not that much. Anyways, so do I use this thing? So it is 15 fatigue to use. He does only have 64 melee skill, but he does have fast adaptation. If I do that, then I only have the fodder guys who can do a little tiny bit of tanking, but I think damage might be better here than tanking. Yeah, whatever. Let's do it like that. Okay, so Master Archer has a heavy crossbow. Point blank, nimble, steel brow, quick hands, battle flow berserk. Okay, would ideally, of course, not want to see that berserk getting activated. Anyways, we also have Gerald the Nightmare. And this raider... These raiders don't have any shields, which means they can be easily hit. I think I'll still use nets. And here is Furious Siegfried. Okay, with a Warhammer. Anywho, let's wait with Astrid. And let's start using some nets. You are not the guy with the net perks. I guess that doesn't really matter though. Could have waited for the marked target, but we have plenty of targets here. Also, that might be too far actually. And with that in mind, I guess you just immediately go for it. Baldwin. 76. Fails. Alright, that only tickled. So Bovo with the crossbow has a whopping 20% to hit. So do I already use a net on Furious Siegfried? Just to delay him, basically. I might. So I will be moving there with Udalric, which means that this guy, Gerald, does get a hit in if he'd like to. Anyways, let's slow this guy down. Like so. Get the next one out. Alright, so once again after this fight we'll need plenty of ammunition to replenish our supplies. Okay, what do I do with Azur? So you're the guy with the net perks, yes. So has a bigger range. Still needs to get closer though. Let's wait and see if the dog is gotten rid of. So I can move. Okay, so Adalbert, how do I make the best use out of this guy? Ideally get him shield walling somewhere. Maybe like over there. Yeah, that would block this guy, Gerald, from reaching Udalric. So wait for Udalric to step in front. Now we start marking targets. And that is all the fatigue. Okay, Frodo. Can you deal with a war dog? Nearly. So if I move here, I'm obviously closer to the battle. I don't have any rotations in the team anymore. I need more of them. However, Herbert does have lithe, does have decent armor. 3 melee defense, as we know. And yes, the nets are a thing. Also, Furious Siegfried. The armor there isn't that good, so I guess I will step there, wait and decide what to do though. Okay, now we do that. So if I'm hitting this guy, I could wait for Herbert first. For that parry effect. Does it matter though? No, I don't think, since Udalric has fast adaptation anyway. Does get it. And that's nice damage, that is why I equipped that weapon. Right, with that just goes for the dog, I guess. Fails. Just stay put for now. Getting a Berserk kill here isn't actually going to help at all. So it doesn't matter who gets the kill. Oof. Well, that is a wound, but it wasn't that bad, I guess. Anyway. Go for the Raider, I guess. Since he's more of a threat. Currently, than Siegfried. Oof. Headshot. From a light crossbow. The wound is meaningless though. Ripped ear. Anyways, there's only like, I don't know, 3 or 4 people here who are people who I would really like to keep alive, so whatever. Casualties will happen. Just shoot them there. Oh, nice. Lucky hit. Good job, Bovo. Okay, and Azur. I could run away. I don't think I will though. However, if I lose him, I lose the net repair perk. What I could instead do is just move here. And throw things at these two. However, this thug might step there, in which case that plan is ruined. However, Baldwin can then perhaps decapitate him. So moving here does enable him to immediately do something. But there is an actual chance that he will die next round if the Master Archer still targets him. There is also the Marksman. Marksman, I guess. The man of marks. So do I need his contribution in this fight? Not necessarily anymore. I have other people with nets, like Borkogne here. So if I want to keep him in the fight, I guess this is the slightly safer option. However, the Marksman will have a clear shot at him. So maybe I just retreat, actually. Can I use the net first on something? Well, technically yes, but it would be on a thug, which is a waste. So for now, just go hide there. Anyways, Albert. Your job is to absorb blows until you die. Shield wall though. Alright. Lizzie has been hit. Need to get someone in melee here, though the Scramasax is also a dangerous weapon. That is dangerous. There goes the shield. could have given him a backup shield. I didn't, though. Now, basically, the priority target is Gerald, as he's next to Herbert, and like I said, I don't have a rotation. That's bad. That is bad. Alright, and pawns. So, yeah, we'll use this net on this guy. We'll just throw things, I guess. The thug is not really a threat, though. How about the raider? Can I, with a body shot, kill? Technically, yes. That would be nice. That would be helpful. 64. No. Good result, though. I can still decide to deploy Azure again. I might have to. We'll need yet another net on Siegfried as well. Okay. Okay, Udalric will only have one target. Will be a kill, I think. Which means you either wait or go for someone else. What I can, of course, also do is just sacrifice Bovo here, move him next to Geralt, which would mean that Herbert gets to survive for longer. And also this weapon does have a stun, which would disable Herbert. Well, we'll see. Anyways, it is net time again. That's the wrong button. And you're out of fatigue. Frodo gets the dog. And moves there. Okay, how about kicking? We'll go down kicking and screaming. Stagger isn't honestly that helpful when this guy is trapped in a net. Wait and decide. Well, there's the parry effect. Need some raw damage there. I don't have that much of it currently. $55 and a kill. $54 and a nice hit in the head. Okay, Liz might also die if she's targeted, but I'm willing to take that risk. If it happens, it happens. Do I mark this guy? I guess I do. That's going to be Udalric's next target. And then she just holds and prays to the old gods. Right. I'm not going to try to move. Okay. Since Pons has this equipped, the thug could ignore these two and instead go for Astrid. However, I can switch into the melee weapon here, which means Astrid doesn't need to deal with the thug. However, if I deal with the thug, I activate Berserk. But I think I just go for Geralt. Like so. Okay, get your melee weapon out, but do nothing else for now. Azur, do I bring you back? Now let's see. So, okay, I already have net repair on Borkogna. I think I do use Azur. So it would be a shame to lose him. Still though, need some help here. The problem is that the Master Archer can just pick and choose who he kills. Maybe like Frodo can get in melee next turn. Yeah, I think I still kind of need this guy. Kind of do. Use a net from there on Siegfried. And then, best of luck to you. Does get it. It only tickles. And either move here or hold for fatigue purposes. I think I'll move, since that will rattle their backline. Okay, and Albert. I don't think I care about kicking. Do I? Actually, I might, since Udalric has lower initiative. So let's stagger Siegfried at least. Yeah, Siegfried. Okay, and then try to actually, Heartseeker. I haven't used that. Now's a good time to start. There you go, nice headshot. Suffers grazed neck. Master Archer has waited. There you go, off with your ugly head. Right, and pawns here, I guess. Actually, do I try to melee something? The thing is, one hit from this axe will kill this guy anyway, so maybe just go for an aggressive move here. Okay, Frodo. Don't really need him here, and I would need to shield wall first to guarantee I get away. And also hitting this guy is a good idea, so let's go for it. And there we go. Geralt the Nightmare is trying to get away. Like the milksop that he truly is. Okay, let's wait with Azur. Now we go for Siegfried with the others. Gets a hit in. Alright, well, best of luck to you, Borkogne. Just move one tile here, I believe. This guy might still decide to footwork out of that. Wait. Alright, Heartseeker again. Pretty good. Pretty good. And also pretty good. This weapon has performed, well, I guess I should say Udalric, the scared mercenary, has performed pretty well in this fight. Kind of integral to our victory here. Okay, can't move and mark target. Wait. Nice. Ouch. Alright, well there we go. Master Archer is in melee. Probably will net him as well. Has only 15 melee defense, but still. That is minus 15 ammunition though. Probably worth it though. Might keep Borkogne alive. Do it. And let's get closer. Okay. So this guy will very likely be dealt with by the melee. Let's instead go for the marksman. Now we go for that, and yeah, that's a kill. Very good. maybe kick the Master Archer. Also just make sure that the marksman doesn't get away. Or use the throwing weapons, maybe that's better. Good job. Okay, Frodo. Alright, and this fight is in the bag. Just kill the marksman. And we are done here. Okay, pretty good fight. No one actually died this time. Couple of semi-nasty injuries though. Okay, a couple of levels as well. And we get a heavy crossbow. Nice find. As well as a warhammer. As well as a winged mace. As well as decent armor. Good result. So do I have... Well, I guess maybe move to Schwarzburg, since I might be running out of tools pretty soon. Anywho, Adalbert level 2. Plus 2 melee skill, plus 3 melee defense, and takes plus 4 resolve. And yeah, let's take Butcher's Fillet, I think. Yeah, sure. He might die very soon, but... Anyways, give him this. And it does show up here that he has plus 12% chance to hit from this perk. Repair these. And that and that. And also, yes, Bovo has a level. So it might be time to decide what kind of ranged unit Bovo will potentially become eventually. So point blank. Range defense. He does have range defense. Against the target 4 or less tiles away. So if I use like a close range crossbow, or if I use a gun, that will come into play. I think since I just found that good crossbow and I already have 2 throwers, I'll go with the crossbow path. Could also consider slings, I guess, but let's skip that. I will just greedily take student here. Okay, plus 4 there, plus 4 there. Does get mind over body. Does get fortified mind. Does start at 51 resolve. And did roll plus 4 for resolve, so sure. Let's call this guy MOB for mind over body. And crossbow. That's the plan at the moment. And immediately equip the heavy crossbow with your 44 range skill. Could use some heavier armor as well. Well, that's technically heavier. I think I'll keep on rolling with the spiked mace. Refresh the nets. And also we have a level for Mr. Reserve, who's level 5. And now takes... Alcohol brewing is pretty good, but... Well, what is the but, actually? Any camp worth its salt will have an alcohol still, fashioned out of whatever can be pulled together. Unlocks a chance to get alcohol as a reward when this character is assigned to the camp kitchen. Your rewards increase as you level up. Includes beer, wine and meat. Allows alcohol crafting in the crafting tent. Or I take efficient packing, or I take meal preparation. Let's take the alcohol brewing, but I need to remember to actually keep him in the kitchen tent. Right. I'll put him there already, so that I remember. But let's move to Schwarzburg before I camp. Okay. Here has been healed. Patrol duty is here. We won't be taking that just yet, at least. I think I'll skip these recruits. Well, taxidermist could actually be okay. Well, sure, I'll get the taxidermist. Greedy and Slack does have 2-star range skill as well as 3-star range defense though. So has utility. Well, I guess we'll keep this guy around, but I really hate greediness. Only the company commander can be greedy. Well, I guess that is no longer the case, since this guy is actually decent as a thrower, once again, with a 3-star in range defense for point blank. Also has 2-star initiative. Does get alert and perfect fit. Also gets the repair perk group, which might be of use. Maybe. The stuffer. We'll see if he'll be stuffing our enemies full of throwing weapons. Paid how much per day? Currently it says nothing. Anyways. Guess I can give him a crossbow maybe, but then again... Well, I don't need 2 quivers of bolts on Bovo. Usually the fights end before that. So yet another one of these low-range skill crossbow guys. For now. 84 range skill. Well, we'll see. We'll see if I keep him around. That is actually pretty low range skill. Even when you go with throwing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll reach around 50 range defense. So that's plus 25% damage from point blank, I think. Around there at level 11. Anyways, he is now with us. Let's give him some slightly better gear. You can keep the feathered hat. Some kind of melee weapon as a backup. Speaking of that, let's actually give Bovo a spear as well instead of a knife. This armor will go to a frontliner, obviously. Do a bit of inventory management here. Maybe that's enough. Anywho, let's buy some tools. $50. The training equipment is here. Okay, that would have been nice. Can't afford it. Let's once again buy food. With 15 people, the food does run low pretty quickly. Okay, I think that's probably it for the marketplace, unless I get more medical supplies. Or there's something here that I'd like. Heavy armor book is available. Do I care about heavy armor for someone? Probably not. I still have far better uses of money. Okay, let's get more medical supplies, I think. At the rate that we are taking injuries, those do run out. Okay, and once again we camp. Treat these injuries. And also repair for a long while. I think that's good. And we will probably take that patrol, but we'll see. We can go for this place. Get some heads. So wait for morning. Alright, so the horse race event. I don't have a dumb bro though, so I will skip all of this. The dumb bro is the only option you have that lets you actually win money here. At least if memory serves. Right, there we are. Don't think we got any alcohol though. Oh well. Anyways, once again, more tools. And then we take this patrol probably. Don't see any famed items. Well, there's a couple of famed shovels here. So those are good for grave diggers. And these two seem to be pretty bad, and obviously they're too expensive anyway. A Forstland Jader Wall. Here and... where? Back here. I guess that can work. We'll deal with this camp along the way. Or at least try it. It is on a hill and the garrison might be pretty tough. We'll see. I will take this though. Right, these have been treated, so they will heal at some point. Having poor Cogne in battle is a bit of a risk at the moment with 37 hit points. That's fine, the pierced side. It's not good, but it's fine. Right, the first leg of the journey is done. I suppose we do nothing here. Unless I buy ammunition, maybe. Let's see. Maybe one stack if it's... Yeah, sure. Do that. And then we go see about this place. Also, okay, never mind. Those are mercenary tracks. They aren't brigand tracks. Speaking of brigands... Okay, so yes, we have a swordmaster and a bandit veteran, so... It's going to be semi-tough, but we should be able to do this. Let's see here. A few marksmen. Probably do it during the night time, and in the meanwhile we'll go for this wandering group. Get some heads. Though it's beginning to be night, and these guys are running away. Maybe I just wait here for night time. Bandit veterans are scary, but we can, with liberal use of nets, deal with that. So let's equip a shield here again. Also maybe, yeah, we have this armor. And I guess since you're fodder plus, you get that. Don't want to use heavier armor on Baldwin, for example, because of perfect fit. So just go ahead and equip that. That's probably fine. We do have this for someone. Flat top helm. Liz doesn't have a helmet, really. Okay, that's a mistake on my part. This will lower vision. But let's go with it, I think. Hopefully the terrain will be favorable for us. As favorable as it can be when you attack a hill fortress. Do I possibly use this Warhammer in this fight? I don't think I will. Who would use it? Still need way more melee capable people. Also, I don't really care if this new guy shoots at the thrower dies. We'll mark it down that that's okay with me. Anyways, this won't be easy. I don't think. We'll see though. Swordmaster. Getting help hitting the Swordmaster would be good, which means fighting during the daytime is actually perhaps better. There's a few marksmen. If they had a Master Archer, I would definitely not fight during the daytime. I think we take our chances with the marksman, actually. Maybe use this shield instead. You'll have more fatigue to play with as well. Still using garbage armor. So let's make a switch like this, I think. Borgogne needs more help hitting things. Baldwin can keep using that. I might have to retreat, depending on whom and how badly the marksmen decide to hit. Anyways, are we ready to go? Maybe distribute a few nets around still. Not for Baldwin. Then again, it's only -1 weight. Just, in the majority of circumstances, it's far better to just use the weapon. Well, anyway, it's -1 weight. Oh, not that. Alright. Let's see how this goes. Get terrain is actually good. And they're actually coming forward, which is excellent. Swordmaster has a dangerous weapon, but is... well, I was going to say semi-easy to kill, but that's not actually necessarily true. Has very low head armor as usual, but 200 body armor. So where is the veteran? Guess I don't see the veteran yet. Anyways, this is basically as good as we could have hoped for terrain. We have our own high ground and they're actually coming forward. And marksmen have, well, actually pretty dangerous weapons. Well, we'll see. We'll see. After I kill this dog, I guess we'll actually take this little hill that we were offered by the RNG gods. Maybe. Maybe. Though staying put here might be fine. Okay. Probably want to save the arrows for the Swordmaster. So wait. Okay, I'm not going to step there to hit the dog. So instead we have to decide, do I hold this little incline here or the bigger incline here? Probably just go for the bigger one. We can always step back down later if it seems like it's a good idea. So move there. And probably just hold there. Hold the southern flank. Or I guess the eastern flank if we think about it like that. Oh. And even the crossbow marksman decided to come forward. That's a lucrative target for Astrid. Might even be able to get the kill with like a headshot, which activates Berserk. As long as no one is able to step in front of her, and I don't think that's going to happen. Also we have, yeah, we have Sütze. Actually has 33 to hit here. Very nice. Move back though, one tile. Improved the chances and keeps him safer. Probably just hit the War Dog with Azur. I could also already use a net on the Swordmaster, but he's not going to be a danger yet. If I do use the net though, he's far easier to hit with ranged attacks. Guess I will. It's the safer option. And then, don't use nets on others, I don't think. The terrain here made this fight so much easier. Oh, yeah, and there is... The Bandit Veteran has 300 body armor, Battleforged, Steel Brow, and a bunch of other things. Ideally, we will be able to dagger him, however he does come with a longsword, which is a dangerous weapon. Also has a dodge despite being heavily armored. Has 58 initiative. Okay, Bovo, just take the high ground, I think. Frodo gets a dog kill. Good job. And also, yes, you do have Pathfinder. So I could move if I'd like. Do I like to do that? Is there a point? I don't think there's a point. And actually, yeah, let's probably just stay here for the most part. On this flank. That means Astrid doesn't need to move. Gets to keep the anchor bonus, gets to shoot twice. Mark, mark. Mark, I guess. And save the rest of your fatigue. So Herbert probably stays put as well. I think. We'll have a nice range from there, and he's... Well, I wouldn't say easy to keep alive, but then again, whoever steps here can be easily, well, semi-easily dealt with by Astrid and Azur, and maybe even Frodo. So I think, yeah, just stay where you are. Do nothing else. And also, yes, Udalrik was hiding behind Herbert. I had forgotten he existed. Anyways, we can move him like there, or here. Or even there. Maybe here, so I keep this spot actually open. The terrain really favors us, since they can't even step down easily from there. So if I move here, no one can go for him immediately. Apart from the ranged. This guy can. Does it matter? Maybe it doesn't matter. I'll just move there. Also, one thing to further say about using this weapon instead of the shield is that we now get to make much more use out of quick step. Have more fatigue to play with, and also this weapon with 6 AP. You can move once regularly, then use quick step, and then attack. So you can move twice and attack. Anyways, move there for now. And with that, stay put or move. Yeah, let's actually move here to make room for her. And you can just stay or perhaps step there. I don't think that's going to do much. So, or I could just step down there. Just stay put. Okay. 81, 85. I think I do go for the marksman first. She can also deal damage with that crossbow. Please get a headshot. You did not. Okay, pawns. How many throwing weapons do you have? You have kind of plenty. They are fatigue intensive though. This is 50 though. That's a far distance for a throwing weapon, but sure, I guess. Nice one. Okay, and you just move out of there. Like here perhaps, or here. Shouldn't even matter, I don't think. Yeah, just go there. Alright, and finally... Okay. This guy with the bow is being really indecisive. Wanted specifically this location to occupy. There we are. Just attack Frodo, I think. Though I could still use nets. I will, I guess, on this guy. He has a dangerous weapon. The woodcutter's axe is not quite as dangerous. Anyways, maybe I should have used that already. So, yeah, the longsword guy can move and attack. Do I care? One hit from it is not that bad. I shouldn't underestimate this fight, despite the favorable RNG. This guy will be easy to kill regardless. So skip that. The next round will have plenty more targets to net, and they will be closer. Anyways, what will you do if you don't use a net? The thug here probably will end up within striking distance of Baldwin. Anyways, just wait for now. We'll see. And you can just probably wait as well. I could move back to allow Luthgardis to have a hit here. The miner does need to be dealt with. I'm not getting another priority target within striking distance anyway. Just do it. Do I step back as well? I think I do. Despite being the main character and despite him contributing in every battle, Herbert is not even the best bro in the team. That's Baldwin. At the moment. Astrid as well, probably, yeah, is more useful. Anyway, whatever. Okay, that's only 30. So I can still decide to use that net just to be able to deal with that. Ideally it is from Azure though, because of the perk. Let's see. Where's Azure? Has net casting. Yeah, nets you throw have a chance to be reusable in battle. So all nets have a 100% chance to be reusable if the target is killed before breaking free. We'll need to obviously go and pick it up though. If so. That is a 41. And that is a, like I already said, a more dangerous weapon. Anyways, you can't throw it that far anyway, so I would need to move. Alright, go for the Swordmaster here with the heavy crossbow. Yeah, also this guy isn't marked. Let's wait for that at least. Okay, so Azure has only one net left. So need to be a bit mindful. A bit conservative, if you will. So if it's on this guy, how likely is it that I can get that back? Not that likely. These guys will step in there. One of them will, probably. Anyways, I do have nets on other people, so I can keep on netting the Swordmaster. The Veteran will demand a net as well, though. I don't think I'll use a net here. Let's wait for the marks. And just use the ranged weaponry for the most part. Alright, Swordmaster is there now. Like I said, let's mark. Enough fatigue for 2. Well done. Okay. But on board Cogne I could use those nets. So save Azure's net for like the Swordmaster. Yeah, probably use it immediately. Makes sense to me, dog. Use this here. Well, I can still use 2. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. It's a lot of ammunition once again spent, but oh well. I can use 1 here as well. That means that, yeah, that's actually a pretty good one. Baldwin can go for it. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Attack. 55. Okay, fodder ++. So this is a reach weapon, which means if I move there, he can do things with that. If I move here... No, I would need to step over that with Udalrich. Udalrich could also go for the Thug here. However, after that, the Veteran has the high ground against him, so that's not good. mean, it's not that bad to be hit by a peasant flail. Like how bad could it be with this armor? Let's move there and then we'll see. We'll see. This guy will also be able to do things. That's only a tip staff though. Melee defense is 23. Okay, sure. Shield wall. And Udalrik just step and attack. Probably miss, but oh well. It's faster reputation going. 5%? Nope. And it's once again time for an... Oh, why can I not use a net there? What? How can I throw it all the way over here, but not here? I'm confused. I can't use it on the thug here either. Is this a bug? I can't use it on this guy. Is there some weird line of sight thing going on? I can use the throwing weapons there. What the hell is going on? Maybe if I move, it will allow it? That's very weird. Very strange. Unless there's like a... No, there can't be a perk that would not allow you to net someone, because we've already netted this Swordmaster. So I guess we move? That kind of sucks a little bit. We absolutely need that net there, so... Move there? Yeah, now it allows it, so some kind of bug. I think. Anyway. Okay, with that... What the hell can you do? Move to a flank, I guess. Yeah, that should be fine, probably, because Baldwin is there to protect you. Nasty. Oh, and there's a brave thug going for a flank. Anyways, Swordmaster, please hit his head. Or her head, I guess. And you did. You did. You didn't do it twice, though. Nice one. And that's good for us, obviously. Alright, so we only have fatigue for one mark anymore. This guy is already marked. Still have nets, but I can't just use them on every single opponent. Just attack. Frodo gets the kill. Good job, Frodo. And then you attack this guy, I guess. Excellent. And crossbow 57. No. Okay, and there's the veteran. Seemingly going for a Frodo, who will die very easily. But as we know, Frodo is probably a fodder. Doesn't matter. Alright, and we have basically only one target, unless I wait for a Ludgardis to get out of the way here. She has no good tile to move to though, so I guess I go for the thug. Okay. Still have one net. And there's the veteran, so yeah. Alright, Swordmaster is at half health. Probably cannot kill unless I get a lucky headshot with someone, which means Ulrich is going to get hit. Anyways, that's the target. And that's the miss. Is there a point in moving back? At the moment... Not necessarily, I don't know. I guess it's fine to stay put. So it is possible that the veteran breaks free and ends up here. That's pretty bad, but then again we have the big bonk weapon here. As well as the ranged. Stay put. Move there to act as a bodyguard block there, I guess. Alright. 33. Can't use this while in melee. Nope. So we'll see how bad this Swordmaster will be for Udalric's long-term survival. Well, short-term survival, I suppose. Okay. Go for the Squire, I suppose. Could intercept the Thug. Could go for this Thug. Could even move there. There is merit to that, I think. Just how much merit, though? Yeah, it's basically guaranteed that Udalric gets hit here unless the Swordmaster tries to break free. Fails once and succeeds once, something like that. 100 melee skill. Anyways, let's go for this Thug. Okay, and Lizzie has one mark. Swordmaster's mark is about to expire, I think, so wait. Oof, oof, couple of headshots. Still kind of okay, but that's nearly half health gone. And is now bleeding from a grazed neck. Okay, reapply the mark. Okay, nasty puncture there. 31 damage. Anyway. Alright, can we get rid of the Swordmaster? Come on. Yes. There we go. The veteran still kind of a huge problem. Is wavering though. Go for the raider here. Hopefully hit the head. Nope. Okay, Frodo is about to die. Still have a net here. Which apparently I can't use on anyone. I think I'll wait and decide. Could just throw things though. Well, others do also have nets, so go for the kill. Gets it. Okie dokie. Wait and see if Albert can deal with the Thug. Frodo just prepares to die, says his last prayers. Well, attacks this guy. Well, I did wait with Baldwin, so that is actually going to expire. Anyways. What do I do with you? Just need to get kills here. The Squire is too tanky at the moment to bother with, I think. You'll just have to let Liz handle it after Frodo. The backline is about to be reached, though. Which means we'll have to use some other guys in melee here. Anyways, let's try to lower the resolve by getting some kills. That's not a kill, but it's a start. Right, you have to go in melee. It just has to happen. Probably you go for that one as well. Let's wait and see what the veteran does, though. Hopefully he's unable to break free. Wait with you as well. Yeah, okay. That means we go for the thug with Herbert, I think. And Adalbert might be about to die. Okay, that's excellent. Excellent news for us. Alright, so I can mark one target. Maybe the squire. Only need one hit on the raider. The veteran is too far away for us at the moment. And Udalrich can't move and attack, sadly. Will still be in the fight though, despite the head injuries. Move there for now. Do that, and let's see. Probably moves here in preparation of taking this spot. Could move here already. Is that a good idea? 3 melee defense, good armor though. Full hit points, provides another target, though they'll likely just kill Frodo instantly. I think I will do it. Alright. So that's a 39, this is a 42. So this one isn't a threat, it's the higher chance though, but this one can still... Yeah, 101 initiative, so ideally we get this kill. We don't. How about you, Bovo? No. There goes Frodo. Pretty bad. There goes that fool. Alright, let's see. 70 melee skill, I guess I don't try to move. It seems silly. This would be a nice, well, better spot to hold. We'll see if I can get there though. Knocks back. Interesting decision. What I'm worried about here is that the veteran breaks free and moves here through the squire next to my archer and Bovo, so I need to block that. I can do it. I can do it. Semi-lucky hit. Alright, so can I dagger the veteran? We'll see. Just getting through that armor with regular weapons is going to be very difficult. Fatigued. Okay, you block here. Wait. 26, huh? Go for it. Gets it. Has 7. Yeah, that's plenty. He's out of fatigue, though. Yeah, I think Adalbert is about to die next round. We'll see, though. Alright. Please get a kill. Kind of a waste of damage on either of these targets, but need to break the resolves. gets it. And once again, fatigued. Okay, now we probably mark the veteran, but let's wait for him to act first. Okay. Okay. That is actually not a bad spot for us though, since we can maybe dagger him with these 3. Yeah, it's far better than using this weapon. Also, he is pretty fatigued out already. He is nimble though. No, not. God damn it, that was the squire. The veteran is battle-forged. So I'll go ahead and equip the dagger, but we'll wait. Oh, yeah, fatigue. Anyways, next round, I guess. Maybe. Maybe. Moving here would be nice. It's semi-bad to be hit, though. Well, we can't kill this guy in one hit anyway, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, so you have a net, but yeah, fatigue. Someone else uses a net, I guess, and you just throw again. Let's get a net out with Gifted. There you are. With this fatigue, I can't really dagger with Udalric. I instead use this weapon, and we'll see. This is pretty good against this armor. So with that in mind, maybe I don't actually dagger. In any case, let's mark the veteran. And you either kick or do nothing. Or switch back into your other things, I guess. I think you just wait and potentially use the puncture. Interesting move. Blade out. Well, that's the butcher bleed for you. Alright, move here since... Well, actually no, we can't get there. Can't move and attack. Move here. Once again, an offensive rotation would have been good. Alright, so let's see. 68 to land this. Also, how do you have 33 fatigue only now? You were at like 60 plus. Cheater. Silly cheater. Maybe I just attack like this thug. Try to lower the resolves. The veteran is wavering. Out of fatigue. Nice one. Okay, couple of semi-lucky hits there. That helps. Yeah, I suppose we don't have the luxury of trying to dagger the veteran. We'll just instead have to pummel him with everything we've got. So can we even deal with this squire? We'll see. Well, we can, but how long will it take is the question. Okay, let's kick this guy. Hiya! Oh, nice. Dazed. Okay, I think I'll go for the squire. Try to deal with him. Alright, 25%. We have one puncture available. In any case, this pitchfork isn't going to do basically anything against this armor, so go for it. Okay, this time we don't get lucky. 60. Nice. Headshot. Dazed. Breaking. Helpful. Very helpful. Alright. Mark this guy again. Do nothing else. Okay, a couple of hits there. That's fine-ish. Nice dodge body. Okay, nice one. We are getting there. Yeah, we were extremely lucky with this terrain, I will once again say that. This would have been the death of probably many people had we had to actually assault the high ground. Anyway, continue to do things. If you have the fatigue for it. Could use this net still. Wait and decide. Nice, there we go. There we go. Need 1 or 2 hits there as well. Alright. I won't be using the net, so instead try that. Get your dagger out. Nice. Nice again. And there we go, once again lucky. And let's surround. So he has nowhere to go. Though can I surround? Well, with Adalbert yes, but I guess I get the thug instead. If he's able to. There we are. One more. Okay. So, rest in peace Frodo, but otherwise that was an excellent fight for us. Did get lucky, did get very, very lucky with that terrain. But I will of course take it. Luthgardis gets a level, and we get a bunch of things. We also get a famed piece of armor. That's pretty good. And an assortment of other things as well. Some heavy armor. Yoink. Need to dump some garbage, I guess. So dump the cheapest things. So since we had a casualty, we do need to dump even more things, I guess. So something like that, then we move this here. Well, let's see. Okay, that all fit. Alright, and now we have 15 heads as well, so yeah, excellent. So Luthgardis level 5, and this time we just take Polearm Mastery. That's the easy choice. +3 there, +4 here, and I will take the melee defense, even though it's only +2. And she's a backliner, but still. Alright, there we go. That's enough for now. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.